Hi, Patty. This is Matt Sinkovitz, and I am submitting my video interview for a position with Sportsman's Cove Lodge for the summer 2017 season. I'm just going to go ahead and read down through the list of video interview questions for you here, and I'll just do my best to keep this succinct and to the point. I'm just going to kind of do it in one straight shot here. So anyway, the first question here is introducing myself. So my name is Matt or Matthew Sinkovitz. I grew up in Newville, Pennsylvania. I'm 33 years old. Um, the college that I went to that would be most relevant to the position I am applying for with Sportsman's Cove would be Harrisburg Area Community College, where I studied and have a associate's degree in hotel and lodging management. I heard about employment with Sportsman's Cove Lodge through my research online. I've been seeking a position at a remote lodge in Alaska, and I found the lodge through my internet search there. Number three is it says you will need me as early as June 1st. I would be able to start as early as June 1st, and I don't have any additional commitments through the remainder of the year, so I would be available to work as late as you need me to. And I see that you saying here as late as September 30th, so that would be just fine. Um, the fifth question is talking about how much money guests are spending to come visit us, and if I've ever worked in an environment where guests are spending that much money to um, come travel or vacation. So I can say I've not worked anywhere that guests are spending quite $1,000 per day um, to stay, but I have worked at several upscale resorts and hotels where guests were spending several $100s a night to stay, three, four, $500 a night. Probably the highest end hotel that I worked for would be the Hilton Harrisburg and Towers in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where I was a front desk supervisor. And dealing with those sort of clients, oftentimes we'd be dealing with, Hilton diamond level members who had a great deal of expectation in terms of the service that they expected at the hotel. So I definitely have a lot of experience, kind of dealing with luxury and guests. And, I guess just, outside of the hotel industry, I do have a lot of experience, about 5.5 years within the real estate industry. And, I have a lot of experience dealing with clients who have a lot of money on the line and have their homes for sale. So, really dealing with people's largest assets typically. And there's obviously a great deal of sensitivity and expectation there in terms of what you are helping, the transactions that you're helping people manage. So, I definitely have experience dealing with people who have a lot of money on the line in terms of the transaction. I am applying for the position of hospitality team member, and based upon what I could find online and the information that you sent me, it sounds like it pretty much involves work within the food and beverage department, primarily serving guests at dinner and I guess different meal periods, and also serving guests in the evening in the lounge, and also dishwashing and that sort of thing, and also housekeeping, maintaining guest rooms while guests are in house, and overturning rooms whenever guests check in and check out. So I do have a great deal of food and beverage experience, serving, dishwashing, and everything mentioned in the job description. And I also have a great deal of experience in the housekeeping department. So no problems there. Um, Past experiences that have prepared me for the job, I'd like to do for you. Again, I have a great deal of hospitality experience everywhere from front desk, valet and bell service, food and beverage, serving, dishwashing, housekeeping, all the way up through the sales department. So I have extensive experience throughout the hospitality industry. And like I mentioned before, I do have a hotel or hospitality degree. Um, oh, okay. So appearance. As you can see, I do have a beard, but I keep it trimmed up and always clean shaven. It's not just like a wild beard. I shave it and trim it regularly. And also, I do have hair, but I always keep it cut very short. So I'm all about a professional, clean, neat appearance and maintaining that at work and in front of guests. So I'm all good with that. Um, Number nine addresses um, the, I guess, number of days that we'd be working in a row. I think I saw somewhere it was like 105 days in a row. That's no problem. I fully understand that's kind of the expectation of the job. It's an intensive sort of situation, and we're moving constantly. So I'm all good with that. I'm always working and in productivity mode, and I love to be working and in service. So no problem there. Um, Oh, tell you about a situation in which I became frustrated or impatient when dealing with a peer, team member, or other employee. I would say, um, you know, the best experience I could give you that would be maybe relevant to the position here would be working at the front desk as a supervisor, dealing with the type of customers that I was talking about, high level executive, diamond Hilton members. And I'm just going to kind of parlay this into the next question. Maybe have I ever had to deal with an irate customer? So an example there might be where we've got a long line of check-ins, maybe like a full house, 300 plus rooms for the evening, and we've got guests trying to check in. Many of them are diamond members, as I mentioned, and maybe they're trying to check in and the room's not ready, or the room that they requested or reserved is not available for them. And so obviously they become very frustrated and they're tired and they're irate and they want what they want and they want it when they want it. So the best thing that we can really do during those periods is obviously to remain calm, remain friendly. Remember that we are there to serve the guest, and really just work to resolve the situation to the best of our ability and ultimately to the guest satisfaction. So always just working toward, um, you know, figuring out a solution to the guest's problem or the guest's frustration that ultimately goes above and beyond what their expectations might be. So making sure that whenever they walk away happy and want to come back next time. So it's all about customer satisfaction and just problem solving, ideally or ultimately. Um, so dealing with a customer where what I wanted to say did not come out the way I thought it should have. I would say that the best experience I could give you here would be just working in the hotel industry. I mean, sorry, the real estate industry. And obviously, it's a very technical industry, and there's a lot to learn. I mean, there are any professional that you talk to in the real estate industry will tell you that you learn new things every single day. Laws are constantly changing, and it's a very technical type industry. I've got five and a half years in the real estate industry, so I would say the best application I could give you, or example I could give you there, of maybe trying to explain something to a customer that did not come out correctly would be trying to explain a technical situation or explain a technical um, scenario to a client that they didn't understand, or maybe I didn't fully understand it, and trying to kind of relay something to them. A lot of the agents that I would spend that are around at 20, 30 years in the business, and I was a little wet behind the ears in the industry, so I didn't always have full um, competence in terms of what I was trying to understand and relate to the client. So the best thing I could do in that situation was, first of all, fully understand what it was that I was trying to explain. If I needed to take a break and go get some additional information or resources from my mentors, to go ahead and do that, and then make sure I fully understand what it was I needed to know, and then just do my best to articulate that to them, make sure I'm communicating clearly, and just do my best to make sure that after we did have a conversation, that they fully understood it and they were satisfied with the information I had provided them. So hope that satisfies what you're looking for there. Um, and finally, why should I be considered for the position, and what would I bring to you as an employee and a team member. So I should be considered for the position because, again, I have a great deal of experience in the hospitality industry. I'm all about service and excellence and integrity, and I'm all about customer service. I love to work and I love to work hard. I'm looking to further my career within the hospitality industry. So I'm looking to continue to work my way up and acquire more experience within the industry. I have a lot of experience. I think I could fill in, all throughout the lodge in a lot of capacities, and just kind of fill in wherever you might need me. And I think overall, I'm just a nice person. I'm a good team player, and generally, I find that I get along with people well, and I would get along with your team well and do an excellent job in terms of serving your customers and making sure that they have a phenomenal experience and that they come back again. I think that seems to be the ultimate outcome that you're looking for there. So hopefully this answered all of your questions well, and I did a good job answering them to your satisfaction. And I really appreciate you taking the time to interview me and consider me for the position, Patty, and anybody else that might be listening to this. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye bye.